here with Yossi Matias, and we're here at the Solve for X event during DLD, and tell us what you're doing.
So we brought a team from Google X who are working on an exercise to bring entrepreneurs and get them into trying to solve big problems in a time 10 factor. So the idea is, well, we'd like to really try to solve big world problems, and we really are aiming to solve them not in an extra 10% solution, but times 10 solution. So the exercise is about how to try and work as a team and try very quickly to prototype ideas, to play them around, to brainstorm, and to try to think really big, because the observation is that sometimes it's easier actually to think big and to try to solve something 10 times 10 than additional 10% solution to what you have.
You know, I was a child when President Kennedy had our moonshot event. How do you relate the analogy of moonshots to maybe a generation of people that haven't experienced it, or that maybe are, you know, my children, for example, don't know any better than to have powerful computers, powerful mobile devices? How do you inspire people to do this, or to think on a 10x level?
I think it's an interesting question, because now we use the term moonshot as a term which is kind of a common one to represent all those efforts in which we are trying to go there, to aim high. I think it's a very interesting question, but I think children today can still relate to the fact that even getting a person on the moon is kind of the level of effort that we like to do. So we're not in lack of problems that require a moonshot approach.
Right.
And in fact, when you look at about SpaceX and all these competitions, which Google and other companies are encouraging others to participate, this is all about, let's take some mission which looks almost impossible and see and try to solve it. In fact, there's a very inspiring team in Israel called Space IL who's trying to build this tiny, with limited budget, something that is going to get on the moon. And one of already a success that that team has is talking with thousands of kids, inspiring them about the effort, about how to think big. And I think that really it's a situation that we'd like creative people to try to think on the big problems, because at the end of the day sometimes it's easier to think of the big problems and try to come with the biggest solutions rather than spend the time on the smaller problems. And as Larry Page often says, it's easier sometimes to get the best talent if you try to think of the big problems, and therefore have a concerted effort and be more successful at that.
Okay. What is your role here at Google?
I'm the managing director of Google's R&D Center in Israel, and I'm also executive lead of Campus Tel Aviv. Campus Tel Aviv is hosting this event. We built Campus Tel Aviv about a year ago, less than a year ago, as a technology hub for entrepreneurs and startups, trying to provide a space for developers, entrepreneurs, founders of companies to come together to meetups, to hackathons, to get some mentorship with a network of mentors. It created a lot of energy. So we had over 20,000 people going through our Campus Tel Aviv in under a year, more than 300 events. Just last weekend we had a two-day event of entrepreneurs trying to connect EEG devices
I was
to
there.
applications.
It was fabulous.
Amazing energy. It's great to see what young people are coming up with.
Well, thank you, and thank you for this really special event, the inspirational ideas that are coming here. This is Alan Weinkrantz signing off with Yossi Matias during DLD Tel Aviv.